Let's see, so inspiring quotes, right? Here we go. For graduates of 2015, is that the year we're in?
So these are words of wisdom, and I guess, well, who am I to really give you some words of wisdom?
What do I want to say? I don't know, I always get like sentimental and like super reflective about it and want it to be like really inspirational.
All right, so words of wisdom. We'll try them out, see how they go.
I've seen many of you go through this journey, and I think the thing to remember just at this point is I hope that you can see what we've all seen in you all the time. And as you continue to go out into the job market, volunteer services, or whatever the journey is ahead, remind yourself of that very first leadership journey, the presentation, the paper, the self-reflection, and remember that you have all that it takes to continue to move forward.
To me, one of the most important things to remember is that all of this that you have learned is only useful if you do something with it. So in many ways, the journey is just starting. I don't even know how to word this in a way that this is maybe useful for the video, maybe not, but the idea that, you know, there's no end point, like there's no prize. So I think that we get caught in this belief that we're supposed to be working towards something, that there's some nice shiny thing that's going to make us happy, that when we get to that, that's going to mean that I'm enough, that I've done enough, that we are enough, and that it really, that's not true. You know, and I think I mentioned that because the skills that we talk about in the minor, the ways that we talk about interacting with the world and creating meaningful connections and creating meaningful communities, none of that is ever about some nice shiny product at the end. That it's about what's happening along the way and being able to be present and mindful to those moments that are uncomfortable or less than shiny or maybe just interesting or whatever, that we can miss all of that if we're focused on some sort of pretty thing that we think we're supposed to have. And I think, you know, especially in times of transition, it's really easy to be focused on, I'm supposed to be here, I'm supposed to be there, and it's like you're wherever you are, and wherever you are is beautiful, and sit back and take in the moment of that and whatever is important to recognize about that.
Do more by doing less. Quality over quantity. There is no merit badge in this world for exhaustion, though some people might tell you differently. This is for some of you out there, and the next part is for some other people. So if you're wrong, don't be afraid to acknowledge that you're wrong and ask for help. That works for some of you. For others of you, if you're right, don't be afraid to stand up for your convictions. Some other words of wisdom. People have a tendency to be just as hesitant, if not more, of you as you are of them. So engage courageously in this world. You are the leaders of today, not tomorrow. And it's up to you to engage in that way appropriately.
You have a number of different things, and I wrote down some notes, and I want to just be able to share them with you. When things become really unclear or increasingly ambiguous, remember, you figured that out. When the situation or the job seems like it's really hard or frustrating, you figured that out. And remember that when no one talked, and maybe you spoke up first, and you encouraged others, you figured out how to do that too. And then remember, love, hate, you managed to get through that. So those are the things when I think about moving forward. Do what you know to do. Do what you know that has best served you up to this point. And I know, being in the leadership minor, you've probably seen more TED Talks than any other student on campus, but I just saw another one yesterday, and I need to share the 5 lessons. It was asking people on their deathbeds, not that you're dying, but there's a part of you that's dying as a student. and emerging, probably as now a student of life beyond the campus. And these were the 5 pieces that those folks said they wish they could have done a little bit more. And the first one was, I wish I didn't work so hard. Yes, go out in the world, work hard, contribute, play hard too. I wish I had the courage to express myself. Again, you've gotten really good at doing that in the minor, and we want you to be able to continue doing that. I want you to be able to continue doing that. I wish I had stayed in touch with my friends. Remember the friends that you've made, the friends that you're gonna make, and continue to have that as a priority as you connect and build even other relationships outside of the minor. I wish I'd let myself be happier. To me, that's one of the really important pieces. Let myself be happier. So how do you let yourself be happier in this time of the unknown or ambiguous pieces that are coming about? And then the last one, I wish I had more courage to live a life true to myself, not that of others expected me. So live for yourself, live for passion. Again, see what we saw as you progress through the minor, and then just trust yourself. Trust that voice in your head and your heart, that one that you're hearing right now. Trust that one, and go do more of that.
Okay, so I've lived this sort of adventurous life, and I've had the good fortune of meeting some pretty incredible people. I had the experience of interpreting for the Dalai Lama once, and I wrote down a quote of his. Do not let the behavior of others destroy your inner peace. I think inner peace and hope is really important for our future leaders, and a lot of times the work that we do can be thankless. You can lose your optimism. It's hard to keep going. So understanding that inner peace is part of what will keep you going is kind of important for our leaders. And you know, the Dalai Lama, he's kind of cool. So he's got all kind, talks a bunch. You can find a bunch of his quotes. I've also had the experience of interpreting for Garrison Keillor, Minnesota native. Woo, go Minnesota. And also a graduate of the University of Minnesota. Woo, go University of Minnesota. and he did a commencement speech once that I was present for. And he said, you know, a lot of times people graduate and, you know, they say, go out there and, you know, fill the world and succeed. And he said, that's a bad idea. You should go out there and fail while your parents will still pay for it. I have some, maybe, you know, it doesn't matter who pays for it, but I do believe in the idea of risking and failing as part of our continued development. So to go out right away and to fail, maybe that's a piece of advice that you want to consider. The last person I will talk about is a woman by the name of Dr. Lee Bird, and I had the good fortune of working with her at St. Cloud State for a short time. She had a great quote that she would say all the time. Optimists believe that we live in the best of all possible worlds, and pessimists believe they're right. And I was like, what? That's awesome. Optimists and pessimists and that duality, the push and pull of those two, is important for our leaders. And considering the lenses that optimists use and pessimists use will create really well-rounded people.
Well, I truly believe that the skills that you all have are special and unique in regards to what you bring to the world, and that will be will make a difference for somebody.
Finally, I'm so proud of all of you and all that you've accomplished, and I look forward to seeing all that you do in this world, and I'm so excited that you are going to be the great leaders that you are.
So that's my advice. Inspiring or not, you know, take it or leave it.
What does this mean?
What does this mean?
What does this
What
mean?
do you think?
What do you think? That's interesting. Say more about that.
Tell me more about that.
Tell me more about that.
Oh. Let me get back to you on that. I think I see that one a lot.
It's in the syllabus.
Just to plug, yes. What does
It's
the
in
syllabus say?
What does the syllabus say? I'm asking you what the
I
syllabus.
would look at Moodle and see if you can find an answer there.
Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations, by the way. You made it!
So in 2015, congratulations. It took me a really long time as a kid to actually learn how to spell that word. So I'm excited for you. Do good things.
We're off.
You sure?
We're sure. Positive.